music, herself into a fresh catastrophe involving plastic surgery. True beauty comes from the within, not the outside. Ducks cannot turn into swans. Hi to all of you. Greetings from our YouTube channel, Kate Middleton and the Queen. We are aware that Meghan Markle is an avid supporter of, say, cosmetic surgery. Her jaw has been fixed. Meghan has had multiple procedures done on her nose, teeth work done, and so on. According to a source, she has also had 3 separate nose jobs, cheek implants, Botox and fillers, at least 1 facelift, and possibly more. She has also had her veneers changed on her teeth at least 3 times. She has had a lot of surgery done on her skin. It is quite rough and covered in moles. She also wears wigs and hair extensions. She has also undergone a brow lift. Friends, since I don't like to hold things lightly, allow me to be honest with you about Meghan's attempts to erase all traces of her African heritage. This was done because she wanted to appear whiter, which is why she repeatedly misrepresented her ethnicity on forms and other documents. At this point, the only black characteristic on her is the bronzer she applies, which appears more orange than anything else. I'm sorry, Meghan Markle, but her extreme phoniness makes her not a naturally gorgeous woman. This is the lady who, seeing she would never be able to have William, only ever started to desire Harry. She was forced to settle with his drug-addled, dim-witted younger brother, and Meghan never really started wearing all that bronzer until she started telling racist lies. She had identified as a white woman for her whole adult life up until that point. Her black origin was never revealed until she made the decision to use it against Harry's family, an attempt that, of course, failed. We can easily see through her phony and dishonest facade. Meghan has a very ugly soul, and that's her biggest problem, and that's the problem that she cannot fix. It doesn't matter how much money she spends, her physical appearance is really not the problem. I mean, if you are a lovely person on the inside, nobody cares what you look like. Of course some people would, but once they get to know you, they're going to love you for who you are. It is her attitude. That is the problem. It's her personality. Now I think that Catherine's polite but also formal approach made her feel looked down upon. She would have been so upset at William's concerns about the hasty marriage. Any good person would have been determined to prove the doubters wrong. Instead, Meghan proved them right time and time again, and she really proved to be a lot worse than they were fearing. Even if Meghan could not deal with the pressure of being a member of the royal family, well, it takes a very nasty person indeed to act like she did. The royals are not ordinary people, and Meghan should have understood that they're surrounded by hierarchy and protocol. It's part of being a member of that family. And even if Meghan eventually realized that the role was not for her, the role of working royal, then she could have chosen a better path. She could have figured out some way to still respect the family, but find something more suitable for herself. That's not what she chose to do though. So what's going to be the next thing that Meghan tries to make over? Well, it could be her body, and I don't know what she's been doing lately to lose weight, but clearly there's something going on with her. I mean, she lost a lot of weight over the past year. Interestingly enough though, her chicken legs always remain the same. Now, if you ask me, our society puts way too much emphasis on body type. I think we should just accept and like people for who they are and what they do for others. Now, appearances are very important though in Hollywood, and Hollywood is hardly a realistic role model for how we should look. Most of those icons are the exception, they are not the rule. Elizabeth Taylor famously once said that she was treated like a freak outside of Hollywood, which I can completely understand. Now, Elizabeth Taylor was a picture of perfection, so of course there's no way she could have fit in well with ordinary people. She wasn't tall like most models are today, but she had a perfect body, and it would have been very difficult not to gawk at her if you saw her in real life. I mean, even when she was a child, she was drop-dead gorgeous, and in spite of what people think, nobody loves Meghan more than Meghan herself. I mean, she truly believes she's the most amazing person on this planet, and okay, I'll hand it to her, sometimes in photos she looks decent, but like most of us, she does not compare to somebody like Elizabeth Taylor, and there is no amount of plastic surgery in the world that can change that fact. And I know that we just want her to disappear and to stay gone forever, but that's never gonna happen. Now, if something unexpected were to occur, if Meghan somehow passed away, she'd probably get more attention in the media dead than she does alive, and honestly, I wouldn't believe it anyway. I think Meghan would pop up again in a couple of years' time laughing at how she fooled everybody into believing that she was gone. But see, I think Meghan's going to do something to that body of hers, because she's not going anywhere for now at least, and she loves to convince herself that we're also jealous of her. beauty and her talent and her money and her status, so I think she's gonna do something. A boob job I think is a bit old-fashioned for Meghan given how the Kardashian women have essentially become comic book heroes. I believe it is necessary to consider this when predicting Meghan's decision to have surgery to give her an hourglass figure, which she obviously does not naturally possess. It's called a Brazilian butt lift, I believe. That's the one where you suddenly appear like you have a few gammon hocks in your trousers, and we'll see Meghan out there wearing a waist. She will have thighs, hips, and a butt, but not the kind of physique that is produced by wearing undergarments that shape the body. I think Meghan lost weight in an attempt to resemble Catherine, but she's likely to get the lowest paid sort. She constantly accuses Catherine of being a skeleton, although Catherine isn't, according to her suites. She is quite sporty and has a gorgeous body. Her arms and legs are particularly powerful and muscular. She obviously exercises out daily, and it seems like she consumes a lot of protein. But when it comes to Meghan, I see no muscle. She appears to be incredibly thin, just skin and bones, but she has a fat, strange stomach that is impossible to hide with shapewear, which indicates to me that she does not consume a healthy diet and spends a lot of time lying around. Probably consumes much too many carbohydrates. I believe that slimy fat would be the greatest way to characterize Meghan. Are all of you aware of that? Alright, friends, let's take a brief pause from this discussion to talk about your remarks regarding Harry being indoctrinated. I express my gratitude to all those who sent words of support and appreciation to those who offered me helpful critique. Please don't be scared to let me know if you believe I should hear something because I'm always striving to improve my films. I'm able to handle it. Let's speak about the comments right away. Alright, let's start with one of my favorites, Susan Roberts. Susan claims that 25% of the issue is Meghan Markle. Harry is 75 years old. Harry has spent the last 5 years spreading hate through his deeds, interviews, and books. You don't do that very often. Anger at not being first in line, jealousy of William, resentment towards his father, distaste for Camilla, discontent with being a member of the royal family, and other pent-up emotions were always present.